I graduated with an engineering degree. I fooled them all.
Because she's a real phony. Because she honestly believes all this phony junk that she believes. I mean it.
Yeah, no, we're like friends, I guess.
I don't know. Friends?
I guess we're collaborators.
To you. It's to you.
To you.
You know what? Let's just fucking go.
Go at it.
Who's here for it? Who's ready? Are you ready?
For
Are
you.
here for it? To you.
To
Hello.
you.
Hello, and welcome to AP Film.
Taught by film school professionals.
That's us. That's you. That's me. This is me. That's you. I'm Katie. I'm Katie Kametz. I'm a quote-unquote filmmaker, and I'm out here to teach you a little bit about film while I currently learn about film. I have nothing to actually teach of my own knowledge. We're just here to talk about it. Malu, what's up?
I'm Malu. I'm your other professor. I did not go to film school, so I decided to make my own to impart the knowledge that I don't have with Katie.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, we're all here. We didn't go to film school, but we're here. We're here for the knowledge anyways.
But most of all this week, we are here to right some wrongs for the cult films. That's
yes,
what we're here
welcome. We are. We're here for episode 2 of our 4-week-long cult classic. I don't know what's
marathon.
the word that you're gonna marathon. Yeah, we'll use
We can say marathon. We're calling it
Sure.
cult. That's right. You can laugh now.
Oh,
cult.
She got me good.
What can I say? I am a comedian by trade.
By trade.
By life experience. So yeah, last week, our first week, we covered the cultiest of all cult classics, the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Let's do the time warp again.
But this week we're not doing it again. We're actually moving on to a different movie. We're moving on to
Jennifer's Body.
Hell yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to take that away from you.
You took away my moment.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought you were setting it up
listened to
for
you.
me. And so then we both jumped in.
I am mercilessly selfish, so no.
You know what? Miley, do you have a tampon?
Because you look like someone who... You look like someone who's plugging.
That's right.
If you didn't
That's not
recognize that quote, that means you didn't watch the movie, which means that you should go watch it right now before class starts, because we will be spoiling heavily on this 2009 cult classic.
It's Megan Fox. It's Amanda Seyfried. It's Adam Brody. It's what's-his-face, who's in a lot of other
Simmons.
movies. Johnny Simmons. Oh, he's so cute. Yeah,
Young
and
Neil.
Wait, who's Chip?
Johnny Simmons is Chip.
Oh, that is why. I'm thinking of J.K. Simmons.
Oh, J.K. Simmons.
Wait.
He is honorable mention to J.K. Simmons for being the teacher with the weird metal claw arm thingy. It was a very random character in the film.
Side note, are they related?
I don't know. I was going to say I don't think so, but I fully don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. It's now hitting me because I'm like, oh yeah, that's Johnny Simmons. And the other one's like, oh no, J.K. Simmons. And now in my brain it's kind of like all back and forth and whatnot. And,
Okay, can you look up if they're related? Well,
yeah, I'll look it up.
Meanwhile,
Yeah,
I'll
go for
tell
it.
our class who directed and wrote this film, because this is one of the things that's going to make it really important today when we're talking about it. Jennifer's Body was written by Diablo Cody. You might know that name because she also wrote Juno. And it was directed by Karyn Kusama. Both great ladies. They did this. Girl power. You could definitely tell it was written and directed by women. More on that later. And yeah, this is the film that we're doing for our second class or second week, mainly because originally in 2009 when the movie was released, it was not well received. It got very low ratings. Critics did not like it, and audiences did not respond well to it. Mainly the reason is attributed, kind of like the general consensus, is that it was because of really bad marketing that targeted the movie. Yeah, Big L targeted the movie to male audiences, particularly using Megan Fox as an anchor for like, oh look, Megan Fox is hot.
Look, everyone,
You like
a
hot
sex
girls.
object.
Exactly.
Do you want to have sex with Megan Fox?
Well, people
Come
in this
watch.
movie do.
Well,
But
do
they
you blame
don't.
them?
That's the thing. The marketing team lied to people. They said that, it's a hot movie about Megan Fox, but actually, it's a movie about Megan Fox being a succubus and luring men in to then kill them.
Yeah, and Amanda Seyfried is her little best friend. I almost said sidekick, but they're in no ways like that.
She is at the beginning. I would actually call her a sidekick at the beginning, who later on gets the role of protagonist. Like, I think part of her role is growing into the protagonist very, very nicely.
Oh, all right. That's interesting. But
Yeah.
before we get into that, real quick, Gabe, hit the trailer.
You want it?
Several high school students have been brutally murdered. Police are advising all residents to stay in their homes.
Jennifer's evil.
I know.
No, I mean, she's actually evil, not high school evil.
No way.
I need you hopeless.
You need a manny bad. You should find a Chinese chick to buff your situation.
It smells like Thai food in here. Have you guys been fucking?
Nice hardware, Ace.
We always share your bed when we have slumber parties.
Am I too big?
You're killing people.
No, I'm killing boys.
They're agents of Satan with really awesome haircuts.
You live in the city, right? Why would you want to play all the way out here?
You know, I think it's really important to try and connect with our fans in the shitty areas, too.
Praise kid.
Thought you only murdered boys. I go both ways.
Ladies, pepper spray. I can take care of myself. I've been using the Bowflex.
Sucker. I know what boys like. I know what guys want.
So that was a trailer for Jennifer's Body.
Yeah, as you can tell, probably, it wasn't great.
It was deceiving. It was deceitful. So after the movie's, I would say, box office failure when it came out, it kind of resurfaced in 2018, partly thanks to the Me Too movement, because more women started rewatching the film and realizing that it could even be considered a very feminist film, and it was a forgotten feminist classic. And Cody Diablo has actually spoken out about the fact that she thinks that years later, the audience that the movie was mainly meant for, because it was never meant to exclude male audiences, it was just meant to mainly appeal to female audiences. Cody Diablo, the writer, she even went out to say that, you know, she thinks that now women are starting to rewatch the movie or get to watch the movie even though they didn't back then because they felt like it wasn't a movie for them. And in so they kind of realized that it was a movie for them and that they missed out in 2009 when it came out. But, you know, that just makes it a cool cult classic because now it has a following.
It really does. And on top of that, can you imagine being a girl back then and, like, seeing the trailer for this? I would have been so mad. And especially because, like, I'm sure, like, I would know a bunch of my guy friends would go see it. And then I'd be like, wow, you fucking pigs. Like, blah, 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 blah. You just like Megan Fox, this and that. And then 10 years later, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to watch myself and being like, oh, wow. Oh, that was
good.
Amazing. That was really good. Was that for me? Was that made for me? Because I feel somehow related to that movie. So props to her. And I also feel really bad that they really screwed them over with that. But we'll get into that. We'll get into that.
So, class, what are we covering today first? Katie, what are we talking to our class about today? There's many things to talk about in this movie. I think it's a very packed film.
Yes. Well, let's see. I'm trying to think of where we should start with because there's a lot to go around here. Let's see. How about we start with Needy. Let's talk a little bit about Needy because I also like what you just said, that you said that she started out as kind of like not the protagonist, like the sidekick character, and she grows into the protagonist. And I think that's interesting because I did not from start to finish, she was my main character because she was telling the story, and I'm like, what the fuck is up with Jennifer? She's something ain't right there. And also, for the record, I'm with you guys. Probably, I've heard of this movie just because I love Mamma Mia and Amanda Seyfried and everything, and so like I've heard of it, but I never watched it. Yeah, exactly. So, you know, have to go into it blind. Malu told me not to watch a trailer. Very glad I didn't until afterwards. And so for me, starting the movie, I'm like, oh, this bitch, she's telling us a story. Let's see where it goes. And so I liked her as like I liked it because even though we like see her like you know, in the very beginning, let's talk about the first scene real quick, right? How, like, we show the initial scene when we see Amanda and Megan and, like, the cheerleading thing and the bench, and they wave, and the other girl, she goes gay lesbo
so
with
gay
her.
lesbo.
Gay lesbo. So early 2000s.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. But, you know, we start off with that, like, idea initially in our heads. And for me, one thing, even throughout the whole movie, that really never hit me. The only reason that, like, it felt like a forced thought, and that was only because of that one kid's, like, random character saying that. I never
really?
saw it.
Oh,
Yeah.
right away, as soon as she waves, I'm like, that girl has deeper feelings for her friend than she realizes.
See, a little bit to that, but also, I'm not gonna lie, my friends make fun of me because I can never pick that shit out in a movie at all, especially when it comes to girls. I don't know why.
Here's the thing.
I never see that. I never do.
I think that the subject of, like, Needy's, like, sexuality or whatever way she feels about, you know, Jennifer, I think it isn't really about, like, whether she is, you know, bi or not, because I would put her as bi technically, because I feel like she definitely loves Chip.
Yeah, I think she does too. But I don't know. I just never thought, like, I never saw her sexuality as an actual piece of the film. I thought that was more like, and especially because, for everyone to know, Malu sent me a nice little YouTube commentary video about this movie and how the marketing was so bad, and just kind of a little bit like a commentary on the movie and stuff. And they say, I believe it was Cody who said, the director, right?
Writer.
She's a writer? Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Diablo Cody will never forgive you for this
No,
mistake.
she won't. Well, it's okay. I love her movie anyway. But anyways, she even says how, like, there's a quote, I believe it's her, that's how so many of her female friendships, specifically in high school, it's not that she was sexually curious at all, but they were so intense that they were practically romantic.
Yeah, exactly.
And to me, that's how I pinpointed their relationship in a way. I never saw it as an actual, like, sexual decision by any means. I always saw it as, I don't know why I said always saw it. I saw it once. But I saw it as, like, simply, like, just kind of a piece of more of a characteristic of Megan's character and her, like, abilities of seduction and Amanda's just young curiosity kind of thing. But I didn't see it as more like a, wow, I've always had feelings for you and I've always wanted to try this. More like a, how will this go? Why are you so, why is it, like, it was more like a relationship that's intoxicating, not like their actual, like, physical sexuality and such like that.
I definitely agree. I think that the whole point of, like, Needy's quote-unquote, I wouldn't even say attraction, I'd say more like enamorment with Jennifer, is the fact that, like, that's the relationship of the quote-unquote, like, insecure, shy friend with her very confident, raised, like, just completely, like,
very
out there
sexualized friend.
Yeah, like, she sees her as, like, this just beacon of, like, wow, I can't believe someone my age and my friend is like this.
Yeah,
so there's a little bit of, like, that very young, naive admiration towards someone that can easily turn into, like, maybe not romantic feelings, but definitely, like, something deeper than friendship that can be, like, it can turn into more, like, of a romantic attraction. And I think that she's in that valley of, like, you know, I definitely have stronger feelings than friendship. I wouldn't label them as anything specific, which is why that kiss is so confusing for her a little. Because she knows she's getting manipulated. She realizes she's getting manipulated, obviously. But she knows that what Jennifer's manipulating is this very weird gray area that she feels for Jennifer of, like, admiration and kind of, like, you know, I wouldn't say attracted, I'd say more, like, drawn to her.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Okay, I understand that. I get that. I got you.
Also, I take my statement back. I don't think that she was a sidekick at the beginning. I think that, like, the thing with Needy is that, yeah, she's always the protagonist because she's the narrator, so you always feel like she has center stage. I think the thing with her is that she starts off, oops, I just dropped something. She starts off as such an extremely passive protagonist that you are, like, as an audience member, you're just more drawn to, like, the very confident actions and active actions of Jennifer because she's such a go-getter. She's like, this guy in the band is salty. We're gonna go see him. I don't care you have plans with your boyfriend. We're fucking going. I got my Sebring and we're leaving. And On the other hand, you have Needy, who's, she's narrating you this story, but she doesn't do anything. She just kind of stands there. She stands up for Jennifer like once, but then she lets her go in the van. And to me, that's such a crucial point for the character. Like, that character arc for Needy is her line saying, like, I let her go with this guy, and I knew he was evil. I could see that he was bad, but I let her go. I saw her leave, and I just stood there, completely, like, passive.
Yeah.
And then it's such a contrast with her at the end of the movie that it's just like this insanely active Needy to the point of killing Jennifer and killing Low Shoulder, the entire, band of dickheads. Because she's turned, like, she's done her full arc into the character she needs to be.
Oh, wow. All right. Applause to that. Damn. Okay.
I went off about Needy.
That was good. I don't even know what to say about that. That was such a good analyzation. I had thoughts, and then they kind of like, I got so drawn into yours.
Thoughts. They're just not there anymore.
They literally just gone with the wind now. Oh, wow. That was... Oh, I was going to say how I thought that was such a great part about the writing of that, because we are introduced to her as a protagonist, and then they make this such a powerful character on which the whole story is practically based off of in their stuff. But yeah, so I really like that aspect, and you just summed it up really well, so I'm not going to bother continuing.
Fuck.
Yeah. So that was just a real quick little dive into those little analytics that we got going on. But let's see. The big themes we got going on here before we go even more into detail about all the things that we want to talk about are like, what do we got going on here? We got it's kind of like Mean Girls in the sense that toxic female friendships.
Yeah, and Cody Diablo Cody talks about like wanting to portray how toxic a female friendship can get. And obviously, what's more toxic?
Parasitic word.
What's more toxic and parasitic than a succubus, fucking demon? Nothing quite as toxic as that, ladies and gents.
No, because it's a demon.
Write that down,
It's a
class.
demon.
There's nothing quite as toxic as a succubus. Write it down. That's for the test.
Yeah. Tests. Haha. Losers.
Academics.
To fucking test you and your bum ass and I'm the professor now, baby.
She's gone on her power trip.
Oh, that was weird. I we got a little deep in that. Anyway.
Somebody went a little Jennifer on the class.
Whoa.
That's right, I called you out.
Alright, that wasn't lame at all, Malu. Snaps for that one.
Nice insult, Hannah Montana.
And you threw it back at me. Wow.
Yes.
Wow. That was amazing.
Nice bands.
Y'all better...
Okay, as you were saying, sorry, I went into bands.
No. I want to go into that because I think the comedy in this film
so good.
is fucking amazing.
That's I would call it a theme. Comedy.
Yes, the comedy theme in this fucking because it's like I'm personally not crazy about Juno, her other movie.
I've never seen it,
but
I don't know. That's one of my big film sins. I haven't seen Juno.
See, maybe someone else that's not me can tell you better. If anyone has strong opinions about Juno, please
let us know.
Write it into us. Yeah, at napfilm@gmail.com. Please, because I don't really. Maybe it's because it's been a long time since I've seen it, but
sure.
It's funny. But aside from that, but I was gonna say I just think the way she writes female teen characters and their comebacks, they're relevant enough for all of the audience to understand, that Hannah Montana one.
Yeah.
Only our age group is gonna get that anyways.
But
you know?
It's so funny.
And it's so good. Ooh, burn Hannah Montana. That one. That's
such a good
one.
diss.
And then she flips between the most stereotypical ways to write a teen female character too. They kind of make fun of that, and especially as Megan Fox playing that character, she really went into that too, which I liked a lot. The whole the hot girl kind of thing, and I'm just gonna say these things while I look at myself in the mirror with my lipstick application.
Oh, I love something that I love about that is you're saying how some of it is very stereotypical, but then
yes,
I think she takes advantage of
it.
Exactly, she takes advantage of oh, I know you know the stereotype, and I know how tiring it is. So let me flip it on its head because she's a demon. When she's looking at herself in the mirror and she's like, I am looking so good. I feel so good. And then she takes a fucking lighter and lights her tongue on fire. And her first thought is, I I'm a god. Like, what's such a
It's
teenage
so
answer to
funny.
being almost immortal? It's just going in the mirror, I am a god. Like, I love that scene so much because it's so teenagery. It's so stupid real.
Yes. And also, like, speaking of more, like, into, like, the classic, like, teen fun is, when Needy's losing her virginity. When they're losing, her and Chip are having sex for the first time, right?
I think it's not the first time, actually. They've had it, like, a few times.
Oh, what? Oh, I totally assumed that was their first time since there was a whole scene on it.
No,
But
I think it's meant to be more like a scene of, like, the parallel between Needy and
and
Jennifer,
her,
because they're, like,
yeah,
blood
yeah.
sisters, because she sucked her blood when they were kids, and that's supposed to be a big deal.
Oh my god, that's what that was.
Yeah,
I wanted
like,
to ask you about that later.
I personally think that it's supposed to establish this connection between the two, where, like, those scenes are important, because it's like, oh, well, Needy's doing one thing, Jennifer's doing another,
Right.
and it highly affects Needy. Like, it's
Yes.
she has this deep connection with Jennifer where she can feel these things, and it's really messing up with her, and it's that whole decline that makes her into the
comparison.
final girl.
Right, right. And I think, like, you know, and which I like too, which we'll go more into that as well, but when Jennifer also kisses Chip at the end, and she's like, am I better than her? It's
Oh,
that
I love
constant
that.
comparison, like, and we mostly see it on Needy's end throughout the whole film, but when they flip it on us at the end, I'm like, ooh, good one!
Yeah,
That was
it's
good.
realizing, like, oh, the mean girl also has, like, not the mean girl, but, like, the confident girl is also riddled with insecurities because she's just a teenager. She's another teenager. And what I love about that scene is the fact that, you know, Jennifer is Jennifer in that scene up until she gets rejected. Like, for those of you who don't know, like, what scene exactly we're talking about, this is when, at the end, Jennifer's trying to seduce Chip, who's Needy's boyfriend throughout the film. And the thing is, like, it's not the same as it was with the other boys that she kills throughout the film. With Chip, she takes special care of being Jennifer and trying to seduce him as Jennifer. And then once her advances get turned down, once she doesn't get the satisfaction of being better than Needy, because Jennifer needs to feel that she's better than Needy, the demon doesn't care if she's better than Needy, but the teenager Jennifer is so afraid and so insecure that as soon as she gets rejected for, like, who she is, boom, the demon comes around, and then she, like, throws Chip in the pool and actually, like, bites him and tries to kill him. Because, you know, she's a demon now, and I just love that play of, like,
'Cause, you
high school
know.
mean versus demon mean.
Right. Every girl has two sides, Malu, okay?
Their high school side and their demon side. Gotta love that.
No, that's true, though. I totally agree. But wait, what I was gonna say with the sex scene, I laughed so hard with that. Because first he's like, am I hurting you? And then she's like, oh, no, like, what? And he's like, am I too big? I fucking died.
With a little smile on his face. Am I too
Yeah.
big? Like, the
Yeah.
biggest dream of a teenage boy is for
Like,
a girl to
not-
tell him
exactly.
she's too big.
Exactly, like, they play on both, like, like, it's just typical teens, like, all together,
Yeah,
you
it's
know
so
what I mean?
stereotypical that it's almost fake, but it's still funny because it also has an edge of reality to it. Like, you can't help but laugh. And be like, obviously
Exactly.
teenagers aren't quite as simple as that, but it's so funny to see because there's some truth to it that makes it so funny.
Yeah, it's just, oh my god. There's always some type of truth to a stereotype to some degree, and in film, I mean, anyway.
Yeah.
And I just, oh my god, so
Also,
good.
Wait,
so
speaking
good.
of stereotypes, archetypes,
Yeah.
I mentioned like a minute ago the final girl, and since we are in class, and since we are getting paid not to be professors,
Yeah.
I think we should tell the class what the final
Yeah.
girl is. What is that? Should we go in on that? I feel like they deserve
Yeah. I'm gonna let you go first. I'm gonna let you go first.
Okay,
Mallory,
okay,
take this
okay.
one while I take a drink of my
it.
absolute water over here.
Well, ladies and gents, if you are fans of horror, you've probably recognized this character, the quote-unquote final girl. It's pretty much just a trope by this point in horror, where there's this female character who, you know, she's clearly the protagonist to some degree, and she's the one that has to go through all the shit in the movie to end up kind of, quote-unquote, beating the villain, and just like the name says, being the final one standing against the villain. Probably the best example would be Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween. I'm forgetting the name of the character. I love the Halloween series. Very good.
You know what? I still haven't seen it.
It's so good. It's like the first one, like you'll think it's silly because it is like, it looks silly thinking about it now because it's such a like premature slasher film.
Right.
But I love it. I have such a spot in my heart for like baby slasher films of the 80s.
Yeah. Well, everybody does. Well, they should. Everybody should. They're there for a reason. We are here for a reason.
Yes.
And it's because of those 80s slashers.
Exactly. Other examples are like Carrie. She's also like a very typical like final girl. The girl from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's just female characters who are the protagonists. You can relate to them. Everybody can relate to them in a way. Who go through a lot of struggle in the movie and end up being the last one standing at the party against
They're the girl
killer.
next door who kicks fucking ass.
Also, I think her name's Sydney, I think, in the Scream franchise. Love Scream.
Oh, yeah, it's
so
Sydney.
good. Yeah, she's such a final girl trope. Nightmare on Elm Street, she's also a final girl.
Oh, yeah, that one too.
They're everywhere. And Needy is a final girl. She's a very specific sort of final girl, I would say, because she kind of breaks a lot of the stereotypes. Like, you know, she's more than just the final girl. Like, she goes beyond being the last one standing to the point where she, you know, takes a lot of control of the narrative. She's a first-person narrator. She is very open about, like, her, like, sexual experiences throughout the movie, which sometimes you don't see as much with final girls in film.
Am I too big?
I love that so much, especially because you just saw someone get murdered, and then Chip just goes, "Am I too big?" And it's just the cherry on top.
It's fucking A. Oh my god, I love it. It's so funny.
So good. So yeah, class. That is the final girl.
you.
In case you were wondering, I've taught.
Thank you for educating
I've done my
me
job.
because I didn't know about that. That's why I had you explain it, because I'm like, I know that one.
That's what we're here for. We're here to teach each other shit.
Oh yeah.
And the class too, of course. We know stuff. We don't need to teach each other shit.
I'm legit, and you can't prove
prove
otherwise.
Exactly. That's our motto.
I was gonna say the only reason I knew it was Sydney is because of Have you seen the Scary Movie franchise?
Of course, I've seen the Scary Movie franchise.
Literally one of my favorite like franchise movies ever.
I'm sorry. Had a little problem.
We're good now. You have a moment to yourself there?
I had a moment to myself.
Dropping your mics in awe of the Scary Movie franchise. Yeah. No, the only reason I know that is because her name is Sydney in that.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. But,
very cool character.
Anyways, back to it is that,
back to Jennifer's body.
Needy is the final girl. It was really,
she's
kind
my
of classic.
Favorite final girl.
Yeah, I would honestly have to agree. Not that I've seen all of the scary movies that we just talked about, but I just, there was just so many, I don't know. Actually, I have no idea what I was going to say.
There's just something special about Needy.
Yeah, she's different than the other ones. I think it's just because of the comedy part of it. Like I would agree. I think I said this on air. I don't remember, but I really usually don't like comedy horrors. I don't know why. I think it's just something that I have to get into.
Yeah.
But I'm not crazy about them usually because I'm like, all right, either scare me or make me laugh, you know? But now I kind of understand them more. But this was by far, I loved it from the moment it started until the end. And it's just, you know, part of me is like sad that it didn't work out right when it was supposed to, but also I'm kind of, it was gonna happen either way. And it's such a stellar cast, and I actually would like to share. I have 4 little itty bitty recordings of mine.
Yes, please.
While we were watching it. I don't remember what they are. It's like in total maybe like a minute-ish, a little bit more than a minute. Let's see what it is. Little commentary. Okay, here we go.
She just said, gracias, Raimundo. What?
If that isn't me speaking Spanish, which if you all haven't heard in the last Culture Corner, you will get it at the end of this episode. I cannot speak Spanish for my life, even though I think a majority of the world can and can learn, as Malu knows, being fluent.
Well, it's my first
language.
It should be. Gracias. I love that line.
Gracias, Raimundo.
Gracias.
I was like, yes.
It's 8 points,
Alright. Let's see what this is. I think I know what this one.
She just kicked her across the table. Oh my god.
What did she do?
Ew, is that a tooth? Oh my god. Oh yeah, kick him again. Okay. Oh,
What is
she's
this?
done. She's done.
What scene is that?
This is crazy. Let me tell you. Scream, Amanda Seyfried! That was when Amanda Seyfried was, it was in the beginning when she's in the, like, asylum area, and she's like, I'm known as the kicker, it's in my thing, and then someone comes up to her, and she just turns around and kicks them across the table, and I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, that was really good. She's
wasn't the
fucking
one that I
great.
thought it was. They know me as the kicker, it's in my report. Alright, let's see this one. This one I know. Chris fucking Pratt just walked right in. Just stumbled into the shot. Who said he was in this movie? I didn't know. Oh my god, is that Adam Brody? Oh my god. This movie's honestly almost flawless. Except for Jennifer. She's pretty. Oh wow, she makes me uncomfortable. I had no idea Chris Pratt was going to be in this movie. Mm-hmm. And when I saw him, I go, wait a minute, is that Chris Pratt? I pick up my phone. Oh my god. Like I said, everyone, I did absolutely zero research into this movie before I found it on Prime.
This is a movie to go in blind.
Yes, absolutely blind. I have one more. It's 9 seconds long. I genuinely don't know what this one is. I feel like it's less. I feel like it's pretty disappointing, but we'll see. The aquamarine quote. That's just that. Oh my god. Okay,
so
wait.
Good.
Gabe, can you please cue the aquamarine quote from this
it'd
movie
be
real
amazing.
quick?
Why don't you just come by my place tonight? I just got Aquamarine on DVD. It's about this girl who's like half sushi. I guess she has sex through a blowhole or something.
Oh, yeah.
I love Jennifer. I adore how unintentionally funny she is.
It was so good. And her humor really just, like, comes out of nowhere, too. Yeah. You're like, wait, are you supposed to be funny in this movie? I don't understand. It's coming out of blue sky.
She's hilarious.
So that was my 4 little strokes of commentary within it. Thank you. I would like to take more next time, but this movie, and also, for the record, I was completely sober during that. I was drinking my coffee. It was before noon. And that is just, I was so hyped up on this movie. Every minute of it. It was so good. There's so many surprises. And also, I just think Amanda Seyfried in a role like this where it is, she plays a character that plays on itself. It's the whole, like, playing on the stereotype while also being the stereotype.
Yeah.
While also being, a character in a horror film.
Yeah.
It was just, like, so many things. And I don't think they could have casted any better for any of the roles than they did.
Yeah.
And also, while I'm on this, if anyone recalls, in our last episode, I am just very, I'm going to say well known for, and by well known for it's because I announce it every time I talk about a movie. I look into things way too deep, I think. And so, for me, real quick, just because when I said the whole cast, Adam Brody came to mind. And that whole scene about just in general, you know, sacrificing Jennifer and whatnot, and it's hilarious, but you're also like, what the fuck, you know?
Yeah.
To me, this whole film, from once you realize what happened to her, and having that whole flashback into it, there's a whole separate piece of this film that to me spoke out against, like, sexual assault.
Yep.
And that if you looked into the film with that perspective, it's a story about this young teenage girl who's just trying to be older, as almost everybody does.
Yeah.
Right? And they just want that. And she gets what I interpret as basically gang raped. Right?
She gets taken advantage of horribly.
And you know, and kind of going through, you know,
going through dealing with that, and a big thing that I forgot about kind of until right now, and until I look into it like this, is she keeps, she wants to make them feel hopeless, all of her victims throughout it, and you even see in the final one with Chip, hopeless is
written in the pool,
Yeah, and so when, with that aspect to it, and then also that, when someone goes through something as horrible as that, like, you kind of feel so, and she's talked about how empty she feels, and this hopelessness and stuff, and that's then, kind of what she's just dealing with at all time, and is covering up through other actions and such, and her friend is dealing with knowing an idea about it, but not all of it, and then knowing the truth, and then not, you know what I mean, and so I thought, and I haven't done enough research into, like, seeing if the writers spoke out about anything like that. I don't know. Do you know was any of that, like, I shouldn't say purposeful, because, like I said, I think everything is purposeful. Yeah. So, do you know anything about that?
So here's the thing. I know that that's one of the reasons why it came about again in 2018 with the Me Too movement.
Okay.
It was because of that scene specific. It was because of that narrative of a group of men wanting to achieve success at the cost of a woman's kind of, I would say, innocence, dignity, just, her own like self-respect for herself, or herself just for the sake of like a woman's identity. Like, her identity gets corrupted because of this action.
Yes.
So a lot of people found that narrative very familiar. Like, that's why I was reading on the Wikipedia, because Wikipedia has good information a lot of times. Yes. Professors do that. But
all the time.
Yeah, it kind of spoke on about the fact that people found that narrative very familiar in a very sour way, where they, it was very similar to everything that was coming out with the Me Too movement of, men using women to get ahead in their careers, or to look, get more fame or more, like, move forward in their careers, and then leaving these women behind with, who knows what, and just, not the person they used to be. And that's part of what Jennifer does. I'm unclear on whether that was intended. I'm like, you can quote me on this. I'm gonna say that I'm not entirely sure. We will research it afterwards, and probably, Gabe, if we're correct, can we do like a checkmark sound on this to make sure that the audience knows if I was correct or not? I think Diablo Cody talked about some intention of it being, representing that struggle of like that women go through of like men taking advantage of them, especially I would say in this case, like the message of like, yes, even the confident women have don't, like, if a woman is confident and is flirting with a guy, that doesn't mean that she deserves this type of treatment. That just, she doesn't deserve to feel hopeless. She doesn't deserve to be mistreated in a way that Jennifer is mistreated. Because she was only flirting with a guy. She only wanted, she was being a girl. She was just doing something that to her was, okay. And, out of it, she got something completely unfair that was, not called for at all, and not even remotely like, what's the word? Like, you can't say like, oh, she had it coming because she was flirting with this older guy.
That's
like,
not the word, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, like, it's not something that she deserved. Yeah. And that was part of the narrative as well, of showing you that just because this girl was flirting with these guys doesn't mean that they had any right whatsoever to take her and do a satanic ritual with her. Which, in real world concepts, it translates into just because a girl is flirting with some guys doesn't mean they have any right to take her and do whatever they want with her without her being in agreement with what's happening. So I'm like, honestly, I'm like 75% sure that there is an undertone that was intended.
I agree, because I
promise we'll check.
Yes, we'll double check on that for sure. I can't see how that could just accidentally happen.
Yeah, definitely.
Her, and especially how like the whole rest of the film, because that's like the inciting incident, basically. And so the whole rest of the film is about how she lives in emptiness and
as a consequence of that.
Yes. Everything is a consequence just because of this, and how dark it is and evil and this and that, and just this thing that's constantly going on inside her head. Like, she's always you know, in the movie, in this specific movie term, she's always hungry for, you know, with her demon's ass or whatever, you know, and just kind of see how the lasting consequences of an incident, horrible thing like that could happen. So, yeah, I really like that, and I think, I don't know, to be honest, like, going on why we chose this, why this is such a great cult film, I don't think 2009 was ready for this when it came out. I think it was ahead of its time.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, not even just for that reason. I think mainly because of that reason, but also the humor in it, I think, is almost better now.
It's very Gen Z humor, sorry.
Yeah, no, you're fine. No, it is. It's true. That's exactly what I was going to say. I think we find it, because we also find, like, the late 90s, early 2000s look even is coming back. Like, everything about that time is kind of coming back a little bit. And so I think we find it specifically funnier just because we lived through it, but also, you know, we don't really remember much. We're young. If anyone doesn't know, because we didn't include it, I'm a college graduate now.
I'm a college student.
Malu's, so now
Rising junior.
Oh, there she is. She's almost an adult, everybody.
Stop it. I'm gonna stay young forever. I'm a Peter Pan this shit.
Out. Yup. Taxes are coming your way, baby. Woohoo!
Oh wait, we both ummed. Another reason, like, to support that theory of of, you know, 2009 wasn't ready for this. I think, like, this year's where, after, you know, Michael Bay's introduction to Megan Fox, which wasn't her first movie, by the way. Like, her first movie, I think, was Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen, which fucking masterpiece.
I forgot. I did not know she was in that until I saw that clip, and I was like,
I always knew that she was in that. I loved her in that. She's so mean.
She is. It's such a good movie.
But, you know, this movie was after that introduction where, like, after that moment, Megan Fox was taken as this, you know, sex symbol, this sex object for boys to ogle at.
I hate that. I hate that
so
much.
I detest it. I think that Megan Fox deserves so much better because she's
a
very cool person, I think.
She
and
is.
a great actress, like a really fun actress.
Preach. I know. She's fucking rocks. I hope she hears this one day. She's not. But listen, Megan Fox.
But if you ever do, we love you
here
fucking rock, at AP Film.
Yeah, you fucking rock. You're rad as hell.
Yeah, but this movie doesn't sexualize her, which is incredible that the marketing team still managed to sexualize her when none of the content in the film sexualizes her. And that's what I meant at the beginning, which, like, it's clearly written and directed by women. Like, obviously, I wholeheartedly believe that men have the ability to not sexualize women on screen. And I love those men.
They're out there, but the patriarchy fucking fucked it up.
Yeah, and it's nice seeing a film where, even though Jennifer's character as a demon is literally, you know, seducing men to scare them and then kill them, there was never a time where I felt that Jennifer was being sexualized. Like, to me, the most specific thing is this shots of her legs. Because usually shots of legs are such a staple of, like, sexualizing a character. And with Jennifer, you get these shots that are, like, from her knee down.
Yeah.
Which just completely cuts off that shot. Because those shots are usually like, oh, look at the long legs from behind, and look at the thigh, and the knee, and the leg. But then, when you have that cut, then you still have that effect of kind of like that iconic look of being behind a character. But you take away that essence of that, you know, that staple of sexualizing a character or, you know, an actor or an actress, and you just leave it as, like, you know, a shot in the film that works very well and achieves its goal while never sexualizing her. Like, she swims naked in a lake, and I still, at no point in that scene, felt like, oh, that was unnecessary. Like, it felt natural. It felt that it made sense, and it felt like there was a reason for Jennifer to be swimming naked in the lake. It was meant to be primal, and it felt primal. It never felt like, oh shit, it's just Megan Fox being exploited because she has a good body.
Right.
It was just like, oh, it's Jennifer being a fucking animal, you know, fucking going to shower in the lake because she could have killed somebody and she's full of blood.
She's a demon.
Yeah,
I love that.
It's great. And 2009 was not ready to see Megan Fox not sexualized, but thankfully 2000, 18 forward was ready to see that and be appreciative of, you know, a non-sexualized Megan Fox in film.
Yes.
God bless.
Society has made slight progress. Woo! It only took 10 years, baby.
Yes. We love to see it.
Oh, yes. Any final thoughts aside from those beautiful thoughts?
I think you summed it up really well. This movie hopefully will remain a cult classic. I think it's quirky, funny dialogue. It's just so out there that it's just so fucking awesome. Iconic. It will remain iconic forever.
Yeah, Hannah Montana.
Hannah Montana plugging
Suck
tampons.
my dick, Hannah Montana.
Yeah.
All right. I agree. Thanks. You summed everything up for me as well. That shit's rocking.
I think we both summed it up. I would say we both summed it up.
Oh, you're giving me credit? Aw,
this time, don't get used to
nice.
it.
I don't.
Don't get used to it.
Nah, I'm not. I promise. Okay, well, before we hit the culture corner real quick.
What are we doing?
We have, real quick, just because I have our notes up for this game as well.
Oh.
I saw in our notes, one last thing I want to bring up. Quote that Malu just said in this document. Drop a fat L in the chat for our boy Colin. Can we quick minute? We didn't talk about Colin.
Colin makes a Rocky Horror reference. I adore him. He was such a sweet character. He's not deserve death.
He was into cult classics, and we knew it. He's that guy.
Yeah.
He's that guy.
He's someone who would have listened to this podcast, and we will miss him dearly. I don't know if the actor's still alive. I really hope he is.
Shit, I hope so.
Shit,
no.
That got real serious.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I love Colin, the character. He's a fantastic character. I think he was, like, my favorite in the movie for as soon as I saw him, I was like, yes, Colin.
I was most sad about him with everyone in the film, aside from Jennifer, because of that. She just kind of broke my heart with what happened to her, of course. But she was also just a shitty friend in general. Not that has anything to do with anything.
She was a very toxic friend, guys. Recognize the toxic traits in Jennifer.
Yes. And recognize the toxic traits in all of your friendships and get rid of them.
Or talk it out.
Okay, yeah, you can talk it out. Yeah. Or try talking it out, and if nothing happens, then cut that shit out.
Yeah, you don't need that in life. You need positive vibes.
You need love. Love. That's all you need.
Love.
So yeah, our boy Colin would agree with that for sure. As he's screaming his punk. Wait, what was the song? It was a remix.
I'm forgetting. It's another song that is not a punk song, but it was sung in like a punk style.
No, wait, Gabe, can you play that clip?
Just a clip of him singing, please, for like a second.
Yeah.
I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I see all obstacles my way.
Alright, so, this game, this time, on the fly, like, right when we started this, made a game for you, Malu.
Oh my god, I'm so lucky.
I know, you really are. Okay, so, this game is, basically as simple as a game maker can make, but it's not easy for you, in my opinion.
Oh,
I wouldn't, not that I'm good at games, as everybody well knows, but
she did lose with a negative score in the first one.
I do that all the time. All the time. I was gonna say don't play Monopoly with me, but also play Monopoly with me because I get really sad and I lose every time. Anyway, so this game, since, we had to do with a nice satanic ritual occult for our cult classics this week. Yeah. What I'm gonna do is I have some, the website is called, it's on IMDb, most popular satanic cult movies and TV shows. I'm gonna just stick with movies, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you, I'm gonna give you 5 words in the description of of a movie, and you're gonna guess what the movie is. And they're all well known. I'm gonna make sure they're not like some like random ass movie. I'm gonna make sure that you probably have seen it, or at least to my knowledge know of it. Okay. So we're gonna see. Fingers crossed that you know these movies. All right, we're gonna just do 3 quick rounds. Are you ready for the first one?
Yeah, I was born ready.
All right, here we go. Wait, Gabe, hit the game music. They probably started that like
hours ago.
3 minutes
He's gonna
ago.
have to start it later.
Yeah. Alright, which one am I gonna do for you real quick? I found, I saw, the first two I knew, and then I'm looking through the rest of the list, and I'm like, I don't know what the rest of these.
Fast.
Alright, let's do this. Okay, alright, ready?
Yep.
Okay, first movie. Young couple.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep that as one word. The string of words. Young
We're
couple.
such academics.
I know. Young couple.
Yep.
Baby. Fancy apartment.
Oh.
Peculiar neighbors. 1968.
Rosemary's Baby.
All right. See, that was nice and easy.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
gonna start you off.
You gotta love Rosemary's
money.
Baby.
That was good. That was really good. Okay.
Yep.
Here we go.
Hit me.
Round two.
Not
Ooh.
physically, because we say no to physical violence in this podcast.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, good message. Let's go.
I hope you've seen this movie. First of all, I'm gonna start this off. The one I'm talking about is a remake. I'm just gonna say that's not even part of this. This round is a remake.
So I know. Okay.
Yeah. Young dancer.
Okay.
Artistic director. Grieving psychotherapist. Nightmare. And I'm gonna include this sentence. Others will finally wake up.
Is it Nightmare on Elm Street?
No.
I knew it was it couldn't be because that's not a cult movie, but
Wrong. No. Oh, these aren't. Well, actually, this one is probably, I think, a cult movie.
no, I wasn't saying cult. I meant occult.
Ooh, the
Cult.
occult.
The name of the series. Oh, do I get another guess, or are you just gonna tell me?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you 3 chances.
Okay.
Well, would you like another word, or do you want another guess?
Can you give me another word?
Okay. I suppose. Germany.
You're awful. I think.
I'm 90%. I'm 90% sure it's Germany.
I really don't think I've seen this movie.
I think you have. I hope you have. It's really good.
It'll be really embarrassing if I have and I couldn't guess it. If you couldn't tell, I am a sore loser.
Learn to lose, baby.
Yeah, I'm gonna lose on this one. I don't know what it is.
Do you want me to? I'm gonna give you the star of the movie.
Okay.
Chloe Grace Moretz? How do you say her last name?
Moretz.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Is it Dark Shadows?
Nope.
I don't know why I thought Dark Shadows. What is it?
Do you give up?
Yeah, I give up.
It's Suspiria.
I haven't seen Suspiria, so okay.
Oh, that just made me. Now that sucks.
Ooh.
I really wanted you to be like, fuck. Oh man, I didn't get it. Damn, I saw that and I really liked it.
Okay, see, I feel like someone here is a worse sore loser than I am, because you really wanted me to
Just
lose.
call me out. Call me out. I know. All right, last one. This one.
Hit me with your
I'm gonna try to
best
make this
shot,
one.
Katie Cat.
Oh, I will. I'm gonna try to make this one specifically hard.
Okay.
All right.
It's a bit of a dick move, but okay.
No, you'll understand why. Ready?
Yeah.
I'm gonna change the words a little bit to make it harder. Grief. Grief.
Mhm.
Fire.
Is it Midsommar?
No.
Damn it. Okay, that does not count. That's a guess. That was me being cocky.
Nope, that's -1. You have 1 guess left.
Keep going. I'm an idiot.
Disturbing.
Yeah.
Tragic.
Grief and tragic, really?
I'm gonna give you one more. I told you I'm gonna make this hard. Haunted. And then my final one, as I'm gonna give you the year. 2018.
Is it, oh, this movie, if it's the one I'm thinking of, this movie scared me for a whole week. Like, I couldn't...
This movie scared me for I did not sleep for 3 nights after seeing it.
Is it, Hereditary?
You son of a bitch, Malu! I fucking hate you. I am one day gonna make a game where you will just simply lose.
That movie scared the shitsels out of me.
That, yes, I needed to include our man
Ari.
our boy, Ari Aster.
fucking genius.
Oh, fucking love Ari.
He makes
Aster.
such disturbing
so good.
content. It's
He is
incredible.
insanely talented.
Yep.
He's one of a kind. We'll cover his after.
Yeah, we will
sometime.
But now
All
we
right.
need to cover before we end this dish.
Hit me.
It's
Hit me.
Culture Corner, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah.
Woohoo.
Let's get this party started.
I can't wait to learn to dance sometime. Can you teach me how to dance? Do you know how to dance?
I
Like salsa dance, something that's like actually a culture
ish kind of know how to
type of
salsa. Like
dance.
I salsa dance like very confidently because I just I'm a big believer on like fake it till you make it, which
Oh, me too.
you can
That's
tell
why
because
I
we're doing a
am who I
podcast on
am.
film, but we didn't go to film school, so very much fake it till
Well,
you
fuck-
make it here.
Fuck film school. I just watch some movies and I pretend to know what I'm talking about
There
here
you
and
go.
there.
So yeah, I'll definitely teach you someday. But today, I'm teaching you
Alright.
languages. I'm teaching you one language, the one I know that is in English, Spanish.
Perfect. It's one more than I know.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you remember from our last class, what we do in Culture Corner is that we pick lines from the movie, hopefully like dialogue.
Yeah.
I teach
And we
them.
teach-
I teach lines to Katie in Spanish, and we have a
she
little
absolutely
reenactment.
fails.
Yeah. And we have a little
Yeah, that's me.
reenactment. If you guys want to, give us input on lines you would like to see translated, you can send us lines to our email.
Send it.
Or
Send
to our
it.
socials. Once they are up, that's on me.
You got it.
Okay.
I believe in you.
Thank you.
All right, it's time for me to embarrass myself.
So for today,
Adios mio.
gracias.
That was the worst. Gracias.
Gracias.
Amanda Seyfried and I are spiritually connected.
Oh, yeah.
I can feel it.
So the lines for
Okay.
today are some of our favorite one of our favorite interactions in the movie. This is when Jennifer dies. Oh, rip.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. She dies. So when Needy stabs Jennifer, she says, "My tit," and Needy responds, "No, your heart."
Heart.
So
Literally the
as
best
the
way that could have ended.
Yep. As the best way something could have ended, we are redoing that.
Let's go.
So, my tit in Spanish. Mi teta.
Mi teta?
Yeah, mi teta. Yeah, that's right.
That's the best word for that. Perfect. I got it. All right, what's my heart?
No, tu corazón.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh, wait, how do you say that one? I want to know.
Okay, so
No.
tu
No. Tu.
corazón.
Oh.
Co- Ra.
Ah, fuck. You think my white Pennsylvania ass can roll my tongue like that?
Co-
No.
Corazón.
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 There you go.
No. No, that was
Close
not.
enough.
That was not the right accent at all. You were just being supportive after I tried to destroy you in a game, and you, of course, you just came out strong anyways.
Well, Katie, I'm not just the taller person
support
in this
me.
podcast. I am also
Wow.
the bigger
now
person.
You're insulting my height. Now you're insulting my height.
I never said insulting. I just made a,
Listen,
educated.
You know what? You know what?
observation.
Lady Gaga and I are the same height. So suck my dick. Okay.
Okay. So, will you be Jennifer or will you be Needy? Do you want the hard line or the easy line?
Wait, I want to do both.
Fuck you.
No, fuck. You know what? No. Fuck you.
To you.
To you.
Oh, we're gonna have to trademark that, and the Kardashians are gonna come for us.
To you. Good. Let them.
Kris Jenner would never allow us to use something that she owns.
Okay, so it goes. Mi tita? Is that what it is? Tita?
Teta.
That's what I said.
You keep saying no, but you're adding like a bit of a. you're doing a thing there.
Do it again. No, you do it
No,
again.
you do it.
No, you do it again. I don't
We're
wanna
taking
be
too
there.
long.
You're right. Our timer gone off. Go ahead, do it.
Mi teta.
Mi tita.
There you go.
All right, we'll stick with that one.
Yeah. Okay, you do that one. Okay,
That's
so
one word.
shut up.
Okay,
It's two
okay.
words.
All right, thanks.
Okay, so
all right.
Scene 169. Rolling.
Nice.
Take one. Rolling.
Mi teta.
No. Tu corazón. Murder that beach.
Dead.
And as Needy says, Jude, patron saint of hopeless causes, please give me the power to crush this bitch. I just want to get that quote in there before we finish the podcast. That was my entire agenda for today.
Yes. That was. If I'm gonna listen to this episode at all, that's the only reason I'm gonna listen to it.
There's one more reason though. An honorable mention of another line that Culture Corner was about to do, but we didn't do because it was a little too long.
Yeah, go for it.
Needy, are you PMSing? Jennifer, PMSing isn't real, Needy. It was invented by the boy-run media to make us look crazy. Jennifer was ahead of her fucking time, ladies and gents.
Can you please say Jennifer's line in Spanish for us real quick?
I don't know how what exactly PMSing goes to in Spanish, so I'm just going to leave
Just
that as
say
PMSing.
Yeah.
PMSing no es de verdad, Needy. Fue inventado por el... Shit, boy-run media in Spanish.
Sorry,
Fue inventado por el... I do a lot of Spanglish, so like sometimes I get stupid with translation. Especially like on the spot.
I get stupid.
In my own fucking language.
Bite me.
Fue inventado por el... I don't know, boy-run media. But
you got it. That's fine. You know what? You aced it. I'm just
We're gonna
give
drop
the
that.
A to
We're
you
gonna
right
drop
now.
that right there. It's
Yeah.
just the line. Gabe, please cut that out because I embarrassed myself in my native tongue.
All right, everybody. So for next week's class, you gotta check out Heathers and Mean Girls. That's a
right.
2-feature episode.
Yep, we had a
baby.
science fiction double feature.
Yeah.
It's not really science
wait,
fiction. We got a
Science fiction.
girl fiction. That's from Rocky Horror.
Oh.
Science fiction.
All right. I need to. Yeah. All right. Give us a round of applause.
Thank
for
you.
Malu starring in. I'm gonna quote the last movie we did because it's in my head.
It's always Rocky Horror is always playing in my head continuously.
That's fine. But next week you better have Heathers and Mean Girls playing in your head. Because
Yep.
we're gonna talk about them together.
Watch Heathers
2
first.
and
'cause
1.
it came first. Because it came first.
Oh.
Do it.
Okay.
That's
We'll
the
do that.
assignment.
Oh, I didn't even know that part of the assignment. You should really send me these notes because I just fucking announced that.
We
I made
just
a
embarrassed
fucking
ourselves.
fool out of myself.
Maybe I wanted you to make a fool of yourself.
Thanks, Malu.
Not in front of the class,
You didn't
Katie. Not
do
in
that
front
to
of the
me all
class.
episode. All right. Well, Okay. It's
Okay,
time to
class.
go.
We'll see you
It's
next
time to
week.
go. See you next week, everybody. Thanks for coming, and don't be fucking late.
And don't turn into succubuses. And don't do satanistic rituals to get
Don't-
famous. It never works out. It
Listen,
never
if
does.
you see Adam Brody, just walk away. He's not worth it. He's
I
not
know
worth
he's
it.
hot, but just walk away. Just walk away.
I think him and Leighton Meester are together anyway, so just walk away. Okay, I hope that's right. If not, I'll correct myself next week. Goodbye.
Have fun, class. Goodbye.
Incredible. One of the worst performances of my career, and they never doubted it for a second.
Oh, this has taken a weird turn, but
Yep.
thank you for the Spanish.
I'm sorry you guys had to listen to more than 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Top Gallant Radio, brought to you by Daniel Gonzalez and Gabe Mara.